All right, now it gets darker. Much darker. Because what Daniel thought was just a strange feeling inside that house was actually something that had been waiting for him. Claire, I think something's wrong. His voice on the phone was not the same man who stood in court, confident and cold. This one sounded small, afraid. I didn't answer immediately. I let the silence sit between us. Claire, he whispered again. Please, say something. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the ceiling. What's wrong, Daniel? I asked quietly. There was a long pause. Then, I hear things. My grip tightened around the phone. How long? I asked. 3 nights, he said. Of course, 3 nights. The same number of nights it took before the house started talking to me. What kind of things? I asked, though I already knew. Another pause. Then his voice dropped to a whisper. Footsteps. When I'm alone, my heart beats slowly. Anything else? Voices. I closed my eyes. And what do they say? Silence. Then, they call your name. A cold shiver ran down my spine. The house hadn't forgotten me. It was using me. Claire, he said, his voice cracking. Did something happen in this house? I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because now he was finally asking the right question. You wanted the house, I said. Claire, this isn't a joke. I told you something was wrong. I snapped. You didn't believe me. I thought you were. He stopped. Crazy. I finished. Silence. That was answer enough. Just tell me what's happening, he said. I took a deep breath, then said the one thing I had never said out loud before. The house talks. Another long pause. Then, that's not possible. I smiled faintly. That's exactly what you said before. He exhaled shakily. Last night, I woke up at 3:12. My stomach twisted. And, I asked. The clock was frozen, he said. And there was something in the room. My heart skipped. What do you mean something? I couldn't see it, he whispered. But I could feel it. I stood up slowly. Daniel? Did it speak? There was a long, trembling silence. Then, yes, my chest tightened. What did it say? His breathing became uneven. It said, you shouldn't be here. I turned away from the window, the exact opposite of what it told me. I think it hates me, he said. No, I replied softly. It chose you. Silence fell again. Heavy, uncomfortable. Claire, he said after a while. You went into the basement, didn't you? My heart stopped. How do you know that? I found something. My fingers went cold. What did you find? A door. I froze. What door? I whispered. It's behind the storage shelves, he said. I don't think it was meant to be seen. My breathing became shallow. I had never seen a second door. Never. Did you open it? I asked quickly. No. Good. But something in his silence told me that wasn't the truth. Daniel, I said slowly, don't go into that basement again. Another pause. Then, too late. My heart dropped. What did you do? His voice came back, quieter, almost hollow. I went inside. The room around me felt colder. What was in there? I asked. At first, he didn't answer. Then I heard something strange. A faint sound, like scratching. Daniel, I called. It's still here, he whispered. What is? The room. My chest tightened. Describe it. It's small, he said slowly. No windows, just walls. What kind of walls? Covered in marks. My stomach dropped. Scratches. Are there words? I asked. Yes. My pulse raced. What do they say? His breathing became heavier. Your name. I staggered back slightly. No. Claire. It's everywhere, he said. Over and over. I pressed my hand against my chest. That's not possible. There's more, he said. My heart pounded. What? There's another name. Everything inside me went still. What name? I whispered. There was a long silence. Then, mine. The air left my lungs. Claire, he said, his voice trembling harder now. I think something happened in this house before we bought it. I swallowed. I think you're right. Do you know anything about it? He asked. I hesitated, because there was something I never told him. Something I found after we moved in. I found an old newspaper clipping, I said slowly. His breathing stopped. What did it say? A man lived in that house, I said, years ago, and he killed his wife. Silence. Dead silence. And then, Daniel whispered. He locked himself in the basement. I paused. My voice dropped, and no one ever saw him come out. The faint sound came through the phone. Not from me, not from him. A whisper. Still here. I froze. Daniel, did you hear that? He didn't answer. Daniel. Then suddenly, a loud bang. Daniel. His voice came back, shaking violently. The door just closed. My heart slammed against my chest. What door? The basement door. Are you inside? I shouted. Yes. My blood ran cold. Daniel, listen to me, I said quickly. You need to get out. Now. I can't. Why not? The handle. It's gone. My vision blurred. What do you mean gone? It's just not there anymore, he whispered. The scratching sound grew louder through the phone. Daniel, what's that noise? His breathing became erratic. It's coming from the walls. I felt my knees weaken. Daniel, they're moving, he said. My heart nearly stopped. What's moving? The scratches. A deep, broken whisper filled the line. Closer this time. Clearer. You stayed. I screamed. Daniel, get out. I can't, he shouted. The whisper came again, right into the phone. Now, you belong here. The line went dead. I stood there, frozen, phone still pressed to my ear. Then slowly, very slowly, pulled it away. And that's when I heard it. Not from the phone. From behind me. A whisper. Soft. Cold. Claire. I turned. No one was there. But the air felt familiar. Like the house had found me again. Do you think Daniel deserved what's happening to him? Would you have gone back to save him? Or stayed far away? What if the house isn't haunted, but alive? And the most chilling question, if it starts calling your name, would you answer? All right, this is where everything breaks. No more mystery. No more guessing. Because in this final part, the house reveals what it really is and why it never lets anyone go. Claire! The whisper was right behind me, cold, breathing, alive. I didn't turn immediately because deep down, I already knew there was nothing there. And yet, something was. Claire! It called again, softer this time, almost gentle. I spun around. Leave me alone, I screamed. But my apartment was empty, silent, safe, or at least it should have been. My heart pounded violently. No, 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 no. I grabbed my phone again. Daniel. I called him. Once, twice, 3 times. No answer. My hands started shaking because I knew something terrible had just happened. Then suddenly, my phone buzzed. A message from Daniel. I opened it fast. It's not the house. My breath caught. What do you mean? Another message came in. It's the room. My chest tightened. It's alive. My fingers trembled. Claire, it knows you. I stepped back slowly. No, it wants you back. The room around me suddenly felt wrong. Like the walls were too close. Like the air was thinner. Don't come here. I froze. If you come back. The typing stopped. Then continued. You won't leave. The message sent. And that was the last thing I ever received from Daniel. I tried calling again. Nothing. Then something strange happened. My lights flickered. Once, twice, then darkness. I stood there, breathing hard, trying to stay calm. It's not real, I whispered. It's not real. Then I heard it. A sound I knew too well. Footsteps. Inside my apartment. Slow. Dragging. Getting closer. No! I backed away, step by step. until my back hit the wall. The footsteps stopped, right in front of me. I couldn't see anything, but I could feel it, standing there, watching me. Then, a voice. "Come back." Tears filled my eyes. "Why?" I whispered. The answer came instantly. "You left." My breath caught. "But you belong to us." My stomach dropped. "There's more of you." A low, broken laugh filled the room. "So many." The temperature dropped suddenly. My breath became visible. They all stayed. Images flashed in my mind. Not memories. Not mine. A woman screaming in the basement. A man scratching at the walls. Hands. So many hands. Trying to get out. They tried to leave. I shook my head violently. No, I left. I got out. Silence. Then, a whisper. Closer than before. "You were let go." My heart stopped. "What?" "You were chosen first." My body went cold. "To bring him." Tears streamed down my face. "No." "You did." Everything hit me at once. The house. The whispers. The warnings. "Don't let him stay." It wasn't trying to save me. It was preparing me. Preparing me to leave, so it could take him. And now, it wanted me back. "You can't have me," I whispered. Silence. Then, "Come and get him." My eyes widened. "If you want him back." The room grew darker. "You must take his place." My heart pounded violently. A choice. That's what it was. Daniel or me. I collapsed to my knees, crying, shaking. He didn't believe me. He called me crazy. He chose the house over me. But still, he was my husband. And now, he was trapped. "Where is he?" I whispered. The answer came like a breath on my neck. "Inside." The basement. The room. Waiting. I closed my eyes. Tears falling freely. "I'll come," I said. The air shifted, like something had just smiled. I drove back that night. The house stood exactly the same. Silent. Dark. Waiting. The front door was open. Of course it was. I stepped inside slowly. The smell hit me first. Damp. Rotting. Like something had been there too long. "Daniel," I called. No answer. But the house creaked, like it was welcoming me. I walked toward the basement, each step heavier than the last. The door was already open. I didn't hesitate this time. I went down. The air grew colder, darker. And then, I saw it. The hidden door. Wide open. Waiting. I stepped inside. The walls were worse than before. Covered. Layered. Years of scratches. Names. So many names. And in the center of the room, someone was sitting. Still. Silent. "Daniel," I whispered. He didn't move. I stepped closer. "Daniel." Then slowly, he lifted his head, and my blood ran cold. His eyes were not his anymore. Dark. Empty. And his voice, when he spoke, was not his. "You came back." I stumbled back. "No." A smile spread across his face. Too wide. Too wrong. "He belongs to us now." My heart shattered. "Please," I cried. "Let him go." The room trembled. "You know the price." I closed my eyes, tears falling. "Yes," I whispered. "I know." The walls began to move, slowly, closing in. The scratches started shifting, making space for a new name. Mine. I stepped forward. "I'll stay." The room went still. Daniel's body collapsed. And for a moment, just a moment, his real voice came through. "Claire, I'm sorry." Then he fell silent. The darkness moved, wrapped around me, cold, endless. And the last thing I heard was the house, whispering, "Welcome home." No one ever saw me again. But sometimes, late at night, people passing that house say they hear two voices now. One begging to leave, and one telling them to stay. Would you sacrifice yourself for someone who didn't believe you? Did Claire make the right choice? Or the worst one? Do you think Daniel truly escaped? Or something followed him out? And the question that will haunt you tonight, if you heard your name from that house, would you go back? Some choices don't save you. They just change who gets trapped. Backhand index pointing right, like this video. If you felt the fear backhand index pointing right, comment, I would not go back, or I would save him backhand index pointing right. Follow for more dark, addictive stories that stay in your mind.